Hi, my name is Tutu. I'm going to tell you a few stories from my life. One day, I was sitting in a pet shop and a little girl came in and took me home. I was a little scared, but I knew it was going to be okay. We became great friends. Her name is Alyssa. She named me Tutu and taught me to say my name, Tutu, Tutu. One day, she gave me a bubble bath in freezing cold water. I didn't like that. It made me feel cold and I got sick. A few days after that, she took me to a pet show and all the other birds there teased me. I didn't like that either. So I decided I was going to fly away. So I waited, and the next day I saw the door of my cage was left open, and I made my move. I flew right out, and outside of the house I was free, and I flew and flew and flew until I got super tired. I could hardly fly anymore, and so I looked for a safe place to land. I found a whole bunch of birds on the ground, and I landed by them. But they were park pigeons, and they weren't nice to me either. So I decided I better fly up into a tree. I flew up into the tree and I could hardly move. Then I saw a cat coming and I was too tired. I said, I'm going to die. So I closed my eyes and I waited to be eaten. And then something grabbed me. I was sure I was in the cat's mouth and I was dying. But I opened my eyes and I saw that it was a human hand. It was a boy and he took me home. But his house was ugly and it smelled bad, and everyone there was mean to each other. They were so mean. One time they lit a match and stuck it under my feet and burned me. They didn't feed me very well and I had to live in a hamster cage. They even had a really mean doggy that would try and hurt me and scare me. I didn't like this mean doggy, but I didn't know what else to do. But one day, they took me back to Alyssa's house. But she didn't recognize me. And so they started to put me back into their car and take me home. I didn't know what to do. So I screamed, I'm Tutu, Tutu. And then Alyssa knew it was me. She didn't recognize me, but then she did, and I was so happy. Then Alyssa took me and was going to put me in the cage. And when I got there, I noticed there was another bird in my cage, and she was beautiful. It turns out her name was Tutu also. A few months later, we hatched our first baby bird, Bluebill, and we lived happily ever after. The end.